What's up, my beautiful people, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Robert Anzit, and today we are talking about why I switched from big bulky zooms to little itty bitty primes. Now, before we jump into that, I just want to explain, back in 2017, for mainly all my weddings, and for most of my marketing, I strictly only used the Sigma Art Lens 24-70 and the Canon f2.8 70-200. Mid 2018 and on, I've switched everything over to primes. My Canon f1.8 and my Sigma 35mm f1.4. So many numbers, so many Fs. Woo! Yeah, so I've definitely noticed a huge change in my photography and the kind of the branding I'm mainly focusing in 2019. And this is why I wanted to start this year off by explaining why I switched from beautiful zooms, don't get me wrong, they're amazing, they're a tag team, to these little itty bitty prime lenses. Now, if you're a beginner photographer watching this is something that I wish I knew before I jumped into photography, or I wish I knew before I invested into these beast lenses, because they are really expensive. One thing is, these are reasonably cheaper than getting zoom lenses. Another reason why I wish I knew about these before I started is because they were more affordable to buy two over one. That was a huge thing in my budget, because I basically saved all throughout the year, wedding, branding, marketing, all the hustle work to just buy one of these lenses when I could have just bought these two lenses and killed the game. Now, one major factor why I switched to these is because they're Bokehlicious. And what do I mean by that is they give a beautiful blurry background to shots that everyone goes, oh man, I wish I could do that. How did he do that? How did he get that shot? Honestly, it's these lenses and the small apertures that they provide. So 1.4, super small aperture, a lot of light. 1.8, same thing, super small aperture, a lot of light, and beautiful when they are shot and they're in focus and they are tack sharp. Tack sharp. And that's honestly why I shifted all my photography into prime lenses, because they give that beautiful look that a lot of people love seeing in imagery. In images, photos, photography, video, the whole 9 yards, these prime lenses do it. Now, a lot of photographers could relate to this, or might be able to relate to this in wedding photography, is these lenses made me very lazy. And why I say lazy is because they give you a distance, so 24 being super wide to 70 being somewhat narrow, and they make you basically stay in one spot and you can kind of get a range of different photography or the environment going on. Now, why I say I love these, they're only one focal length. So you gotta really hustle to get that shot and really work hard to get that angle or whatever the case may be. And honestly, these have changed my composition in how I look at photography a lot more, and they made me hustle for the shot I wanna get compared to those lenses, and the step count proves it. I've almost tripled or quadrupled my steps in wedding photography alone by having two prime lenses. And I'm not saying, you know, these are a bad thing or they're the worst idea. It's just these made me get the shots I really wanted, the look I was going for, and it kind of opened my eye to this year, especially in 2018, to the composition I wanted to achieve with each shot. The reason why I switched from zooms to primes, first off, the look, the bokeh, the low light conditions these offer. If you're a beginner photographer, the price point on these two compared to, you know, one of these or both of them together. And last but not least, these somewhat intimidated my clients, or intimidated the environment at weddings when you're shooting with such a massive lens and it's aimed right at you compared to something of this small size. You know, huge comparison here, night and day. And I really noticed that with the guests at weddings or working corporate events at events. These really made people just live the moment as it was going and not kind of fake it when this is aimed at you. And that kind of, I respected that, and I loved the way it looked after when I saw environment photos in that shot. But that's about it. That's honestly it. To the fine point is, these have really changed my photography. I'm not saying they're for everyone. I'm not saying these aren't for everyone. You know, these are tack sharp. Some people might not like that in their photos. Some people might want a little bit of playroom in their shots and not be so Bokehlicious or crazy blown out background. And I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying I switched to primes and I could definitely tell the difference between my looks and my branding, that I'm strictly in 2019 probably only going to be using prime lenses until I need this distance or this room for the shots. And it's funny because what I'm filming on right now is a 24-70 f2.8, and it is perfect because it gives me that beautiful wide angle, which I could use in my 35 millimeter f1.4. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope to help. I hoped everything I said made sense, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. I plan to produce one video a month. That is the goal for 2019, and maybe a little bit more as soon as things start progressing and picking up. If you haven't already, subscribe. It does make a difference, and hit that like button. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. For now, I'll see you guys later. See ya.